Today, I wanted to tell a story about something that doctors will tell you is impossible. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and this is my new YouTube channel called Growing Up Shaman, where I tell true stories about non ordinary reality from the perspective of a shaman. Now, this story starts back in, I want to say like 2007. I had been in a car accident where I had suffered a head injury. And this head injury caused some pretty significant issues. Um, I'm completely healed from them now, but at the time, I could barely have a conversation that lasted 15 seconds because I only seemed to have about 15 seconds worth of RAM space in my brain to process information. And then once I would hit that 15 seconds, it was like I was overwhelmed and I couldn't talk anymore. I just needed some time to process whatever I had just said in those 15 seconds. And eventually it got better. I was able to hold a conversation for 30 seconds and then, a minute and then 2 minutes, and it would eventually heal. But it was a pretty significant invisible head injury. So, anyways, the reason I was mentioning that was because, as you probably know, when people have concussions, they have a tendency to become really sensitive to light. And although I was sensitive to light, my major sensitivity was actually to auditory sensories. So I couldn't handle loud noises anymore. And this became a significant issue because living here in Texas, you're used to hearing like sirens and gunshots, and this was something that I could no longer tolerate. For example, I once had somebody shoot a gun, that was next to me, and it was unexpected. And as soon as I heard the gunshot, I immediately felt like I needed to throw up because I was just so overwhelmed with the noise. And so this became an issue for quite a while. For years, I was super sensitive to loud sounds, and so people couldn't even like pop fireworks next to me or anything like that. It was too much for me. So, my brain did something highly unusual. So, what my brain ended up doing was turning down the volume of any type of auditory sensory. So, basically, what that meant was my brain was already preparing for noises to be super loud. So it was automatically like turning down the volume of everything. And I didn't realize this. I just thought I was becoming hard of hearing. And so I complained to my doctor about this, and they ended up doing some auditory testing. And so the the weird thing was that I was very hard of hearing, but it wasn't something that could be measured like in a test. So, um, for example, when I took this auditory test, they put you in a room and they put these headphones on you, and then there's two like guys in on the other side of the window that are going to be watching you, and they told me that basically we're going to be playing some sounds in your ears, and when you hear it, we just need you to raise your hand. And so I was like, okay. So I'm sitting in that room and just waiting for the test to start. And eventually, one of the facilitators says to me, "Hey, did you understand the instructions?" And I was like, "Yes, of course. I'm supposed to raise my hand whenever I hear a noise, and I'm just waiting for you guys to start." And he was like, they both look at each other kind of funny, like we have been playing, sounds, but I clearly was not hearing them. And then they were like, okay, well, we're going to start again. So they started again. And then I was able to hear them. The same noises that they were playing previously, suddenly I could hear. So that was considered, what do they call it? Invalid results because it wasn't making any sense to them. Hold on one second. My dogs are going crazy. So the next time I went to go see my doctor, basically he said the results were invalid and he didn't do anything for me as far as like getting a hearing aid or anything. So I just, went about my business and ended up having to heal myself. And so the way I ended up healing myself was through hypnosis, through self hypnosis. Now, sometimes I have trouble sleeping, so I have a tendency to listen to like hypnosis videos to help you sleep and whatnot. And every once in a while, you'll get a hold of a really good hypnosis video where you actually get hypnotized like super quickly. And I remember I had one of these videos, and it was so hard for me to stay awake during this self hypnosis. No matter how hard I tried, it was like I was out within a minute or two. So it seemed like every night that I would do this self hypnosis video, I was able to stay conscious just a little bit longer each time so that I could at least hear what the hypnosis video was about because I had no idea what I was being hypnotized for. But I remember after a couple of weeks of doing this video, I had fallen asleep like usual, and suddenly I hear in the video someone say something to the effect of all sounds that start to come into your ear are going to be very soft and calm and peaceful. And as soon as that was said, suddenly my headphones became incredibly loud, like whatever switch in my brain had turned the volume down on everything suddenly had been switched right back up to 100%. And I realized I had been sleeping with this video super loud in my headphones, but and because I couldn't hear it. But once my volume in my brain had been turned up, suddenly I could hear how loud it was, and I immediately took the headphones off of my head, and I was like, what in the world? And come to find out, I was suddenly healed of my hard of hearing. Um, I was amazed. I didn't even know that that was possible. You know, any doctor will tell you that once you've lost your hearing, there's no getting it back. But I'm here to tell you that that is not absolutely true. There is a possibility to get your hearing back. Granted, my hearing issues did not come from the natural way of your ear hairs being destroyed, but yeah, there is a possibility to heal your own hearing. So I had never heard of any kind of healing such as this. But years after the fact, I was online and I found myself in a discussion. I think it was on Reddit or something with someone who had a very similar reaction to their head injury. They were super sensitive to sounds as well, and not to light. And so I shared my healing story with him, and he asked me if I had the name of the video that I was listening to, but unfortunately I don't. It had been years. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that story. I hope there is someone out there that this story will help, especially if you've had a head injury in the past and are sensitive to different senses. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for listening. Bye.